Okay, so tell me, do you like it? Notice I'm always wearing white, black, or brown recently, but lately I've been trying to get into a little bit more color. So we got some green on today. I brought a lot of shirts, t-shirts, and stuff like that. Some stuff on the side, feeling a little stylish now. But I brought some t-shirts and stuff a couple of days ago, and I'm trying to get more back. I'm trying to get like back into color, get back into wearing clothes. Trust me, you're not gonna see me with no red, green, or blue shirts on, but just add my wardrobe, add like a little spice to the wardrobe. I feel like we elevated now. We almost had 1,000 clients, and this is my way of saying like, yeah, I could step back out and start to live a little. So this is me living a little. But I have a fun topic to talk about today. I got a pen because I literally just wrote notes for this topic. So you're going to see me look down and take a lot of notes. Not take a lot of notes, but refer to these notes. You're going to see me make mistakes like always. You probably want to paint while you listen to this because it's going to be all over the place. But I'm gonna warn you right now. This video will sound like a long-winded sales pitch. This video will sound like I'm just trying to get you to work with me. And I'm fine with that, honestly. I'm genuinely okay with that because I think if you watch these videos and you see more than 10 at this point, we should be working together. Like we here for a reason. Let's just get to the point. How many first dates we're gonna go on before we actually like get in bed together? I don't know if that was the best like analogy, but you get where this is going. With that being said, today I'm gonna talk about like what you need to do if you really want to be successful and be successful quickly. I'm gonna talk about it from an overall grand scheme of things, and this overall concept changed my life. Like it completely changed my life. It took me from struggling to in 12 months being in a position to like move my mom into a new home, move into a new home myself, buy a motorcycle. I had a motorcycle before I had a car. I love motorcycles. But buy a motorcycle, being in position to buy my dream car, like it literally changed my life, this overall concept. I'm gonna break this concept down to you right now. By the way, if you don't know who I am, my name is Droy Henry. If you probably watch these videos, YouTube don't promote my videos. They're probably not that good. That's probably why. Or maybe I don't do no like SEO stuff, but you probably already know who I am if you here. But if you don't, my name is Droy Henry. I am the founder and creator of Artist Rise. Something I'm extremely proud of. It's been a long, tough journey, but now it's sunshines and flowers and rainbows. So we all happy here over at Artist Rise. But basically, in the last year, I helped a lot of artists sell a lot of artwork. I'm not gonna get into those numbers because this video already will come off as salesy. I'm letting you know. So I'm not gonna try to like tell you about the success of my clients and stuff. But anyway, let's get straight into it. So I'm talking about like if you really want to become successful, what you need to do, right? So here's the thing: if you really want to be successful, like anybody could become successful, anybody. But if you want to become successful quickly, you have to buy your success. And I'm gonna break down exactly how to buy your success and really, really change your circumstances and your outlook on life and just your life as a whole, right? So what do I mean by buy your success? We're going to get into that. So here's the thing. Another field, I'm working really hard. I've been working really hard for quite some time, and luckily I've been reaping the benefits of working really hard. And I'm a bit front. I use this YouTube channel to be as transparent as possible with my audience. I feel like a lot of people online like put on a certain persona and a certain lifestyle. Like I'm gonna tell you everything. So I work really, really hard. I work 7 days a week, 10 to 14 hours a day. I know it's crazy. I love it. I enjoy what I'm doing. No, I'm not stressing myself out. People always like take a break. Let's stay on topic. But luckily, I work really hard, so I become in a financial position to say I'm somewhat successful. And now, like, that I am becoming successful, I want to branch off and like start investing some of the earnings I make. So some of the money I earn, I want to invest it. Something about investing into real estate. Now, I could go and try to learn real estate and get homes and invest and do all this stuff myself, but that would be ignorant of me. at this point. That'd be ridiculous. That would be foolish. What should I do? I should just buy my way to success, right? So what I mean by buying my way to success is I should just find the most advanced guy in real estate and just pay him and just learn from him. See where this is going? But it's actually going to be real value. Because I'm going to explain how this changed my life. You see, what happens is, and this was my mom. I love my mom to death. Hopefully she don't see this video. But my mom was always a person like, hey, you should never pay for education. If you don't go to college, any education outside of that, if you try to pay somebody, it's all a scam. It's all some BS. It's all some like, don't fall for it. It's a trap, things like that. And in reality, and when you really think about it, that's all school may be. Like when you think about school, like college, all you're doing is paying for education. People say like, I'm paying for the degree, but you still need the education. Like you don't become a doctor once you get a degree. Yes, you get a degree, which at that point you have your doctorates, right? But what makes you a doctor is the education, the information you intake over those years that qualify you as a doctor. And the reward of that, your certificate for that is your degree, right? So you paying for that education to then further your career, right? So it's the same thing in life, no matter what your career may be. You want to buy your way in. I'm going to walk through exactly how to go about buying your way in. Just in anything, if you buy your way in, you will be successful, and you'll be successful usually 10 times faster. So the best way I can explain this is my story. So in 2015, I left art school, and I decided I want to help artists sell artwork. And the interesting thing is from 2015 to 2016, I was working with no clients. I didn't know how to sell artwork. From 2016 to 2017, couldn't sell no artwork. From 2017 to 2018, 2018 to 2019, like over these years, I didn't sell any artwork. I didn't work with any clients. I spent my time sleeping on the floor, had no money. I was pretty much struggling. That was reality. Then 2020, this was like end of 2019 going into 2020, I met my mentor. When I met my mentor, I didn't even have money to afford him because he actually like charged. But I met my mentor and started working together. He taught me a little, I guess we would just call it like a nudge or so. But he told me something that made so much sense. And I'm going to share with you, and I talked about this before. He said, here's the thing, Gerard. I'm going to ask you a question. And I share this with my artists I record to this day. He said, let's say you're in New York. You're in New York City. And you want to drive all the way across country from one side of the United States to the entire other side of the United States. And you want to go to LA, Los Angeles. You know you got to go west. And you have to drive there. You can't take a flight. When you get in that car, what's the first thing you're going to do? I thought about it. And I'm like, I don't know, start the car up? He's like, obviously you're going to start the car up. But like, what's the first thing you're going to do? And then I need to say, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put on your GPS and you're going to put in that location you're trying to get to, that destination. And at that point, you're going to press start on that GPS. And then from that point forward, you simply going to just follow that GPS. When that GPS say turn, you're going to turn. That GPS show you a new route because there's an accident ahead. You're going to take that new route. You're not even going to question that GPS. You're just going to follow that GPS because you know as long as you follow that GPS, you will eventually arrive at your destination. But more importantly, you're going to even know when you should be arriving at that destination. The problem is that everyone is going through this world blindly. They're chasing goals blindly. They get in that car and they know they have to go west, so they just start driving. Now, you start driving, trying to follow street signs, whatever. You may still get there, but it's more than likely it's going to take you 10 times longer to arrive because you're winging it. And what's going on, he told me this, in your life, you've been winging it. You've been trying to figure stuff out and you've been testing things based on assumptions. And then never fails. And then that's when he said, when you test things based off assumptions, you're being led on blindly. And basically at this point, you have a whole lot of uncertainty. You just have to have hope. And then you start to lose confidence that you'll achieve that desired destination. And that's not word for word, but basically it's along these lines. Like, hopefully this makes sense. But then that's when it clicked to me, and I'm like, wow. After I started working with him, he became my GPS. Once he became my GPS, in that first year, I did 6 figures with my business. I had artists earning over $10,000 per month. I was working with a lot of artists. I was super happy. I was able to move my mom out. I was able to get a new place myself, and I was living like my dream at that point. Because my dream always was to just help artists. Once I decided like I wanted to help artists after college, so I was happy, and I realized like, wow, from 2015 to 2019, I was at 0. So I spent 4 years at 0. And you telling me all it took was 1 year for me to just listen to the right person. Changed my entire life moving forward. And that's the key. Like, you need a GPS to succeed. So I'm even talking about like what that GPS look like. So if you're thinking about getting a GPS, if you're not thinking about getting a GPS, then like you need to like switch your train of thought. Like if you think like, oh, I don't want to learn from anybody, or I'm gonna try it on my own. If you try it on your own, even if you do succeed, you're gonna waste a ton of time. And the most valuable thing we have on this earth is time. Like, time is more valuable than anything. 12 months, a year is a lot of time. Because if we lucky, we only gonna get maybe 85 of them. That's it. Now, you don't want to waste one, because if you keep in mind, the first 25, you usually still trying to figure out life. That's the reality. Like, the first 25, we still figuring out life. So at that point, we're really left with 60. You don't want to waste 2 trying to figure stuff out on your own, then you're just left with 58. That's the reality. Like, here's the thing. In today's time, the reason my artists succeed, and I'm very proud to say this, is simply because it's not that I'm some genius. It's simply because I take the income I make, I invest that into more education. That's it. I spend a lot of money on education and like curve off that learning time. Like, what it typically probably take me 12 years to learn on my own, I could learn it in 1. And if I could learn it in 1, I feel like I just advanced my life by 12 years. Right? And one thing Elon Musk says, I forget exactly how it go. And I know there's probably some people who's not a fan of Elon Musk. I'm not here to talk about if he's like a good person or not. The guy is successful. That's the reality. So you can learn some things about success from someone that's successful. Hence to like this entire topic. And one thing Elon Musk says is there's something that may takes one person 3 months to complete. It may take another person 1 week to complete. If you could complete something in a week that'd take the average person 3 months, your life will become far more advanced than that person. Far more advanced. There are some kids in today's time that are finishing college at 13 years old, 14 years old. If you finish college at 14 years old, obviously not you. If you hear, you're probably like an adult already. But stick with me. Like, stick with the concept. If you finish college at 14 years old, you're most likely 7 to 9 years of ahead of everyone, but more importantly, ahead in your own life. Right? Now, obviously, we can't go back. So what I'm saying is, you want to start paying. You want to start investing in your time, because you're not investing in your future. You're really investing in your time. You buying time back, right? And you want to buy as much of it back as you possibly can. It's that simple. So going back to the real estate that I mentioned earlier, if I'm investing in real estate, I'm gonna just find the smartest person, because if it's gonna take me 10 years to master real estate and I can master it in 1 year, I've just saved myself 9 years. Like 9. I had a friend ask me, how much would you pay someone in real estate that's really successful to learn how to like succeed in real estate? I'm like, dude, I don't care. Like, he could tell me it's freaking, it don't matter. Like, I pay, like, anything else crazy, I was like, I pay $100,000 for him to mentor me. He's like, you will pay $100,000. I'm like, yeah, why not? If it's going to take me 10 years to, like, you have to think about this. Like, really, really think about this for a second. If somebody say, hey, you could take $100,000, right? Or I could add like 9 years to your dream life. Not just life, your dream life. Which one are you taking? I'm like, dude, give me the 9 years to my dream life. Like, if that's what I have to pay as far as 10 grand to live my dream life for additional 9 years, give it to me any day. Right now, obviously, like, you probably don't have 100 grand, but you get the concept. So here's what you need to do. If you want to like invest in your time, you need to get a mentor. If you get a mentor, please don't go with anybody. There's a lot of people, and you don't have to go with me. Like, obviously, you want to see artwork. I'm not saying I'm the worst option. I'm just putting that out there. Oh shit. See, this is me I get excited about this stuff. So hopefully it didn't get too loud. But what I was gonna say is, personally, if I was you, I would probably go with me. I'm not you though, so that's your decision. So I'm gonna help you make the best informed decision. When you go with someone, don't go off what they tell you or what things may seem, because the reality, majority of times, the way things may seem is not always relevant or it's not always accurate. I'm gonna use me as an example. Someone may see I work with, so I have an interview with Jonah. That's one of my artists who I work with. I did 100,000 in a single month. Great. Jonah did 100,000 in a single month. Now you may see that, and from face value, it's like, oh, this artist did 100,000 in a single month. I could do 100,000 in a single month, so I'm gonna go work with Gerard. Now, yes, it is true. He have done 100,000 in a single month, but his circumstances might have been completely different from yours. You have to think about that. Like, what was his circumstances? So the key is you want to ask two key questions when you're looking at a mentor. Not if they done it, because their circumstances can be different from yours. So the question is, how many people have they helped? One, and then two, how many people have they helped with the same, if not very similar circumstances to yourself? And you want to see hard proof of this. Hard proof is like not someone saying, oh yeah, I loved it, I worked with him, it was great. Because I made that mistake a long time ago. I invested into some mentors and it was a complete freaking shit show. Don't do that. Really do your due diligence. Speak to some of those people. And I'm being very serious. I crack a lot of jokes. I actually don't crack a lot of jokes. I crack some jokes, but I'm being very serious. Like, whether that's working with me or someone else, really, really do your due diligence, because there's a lot of bull crap online. So you want to really chat with those people, see what it's genuinely looking like to work with them. Don't take things at face value. Like, get second opinions, not from your family. I talk about that all the time, but get a second opinion from somebody that already worked with that person. But keep in mind, you need, like, it's a need, it's a must, it's mandatory. You need a mentor so they could save those years and you could buy your time. That's what you're doing. You need to buy your time, right? Now, I'm getting into this little note, so just stay with me. Now, with that being said, once you understand that, here's the key. When it's time to make the investment, this is usually the hardest decision you will make in your life. Simply because you haven't made that type of decision before. I want you to understand that. It's a hard decision because you haven't made it before. Usually when we do things for the first time, that's called change, right? That's called progression. And you need to make change if you really want to change your life. So you have to make the changes in the decisions that you make. You with me? So what am I saying is, when you get to the point of wanting to get started and work with that person, that's most likely going to be an investment. And then an investment is going to put you in a place of fear, not because it's a bad investment, but simply because you never made that type of investment before. I always compare this like a roller coaster ride. When you go on a really big roller coaster, it feels great. You wait in line. As soon as you get to the top and it's time to get on, you think about backing out. If you get on that ride, by the end of that ride, you'll be 10 times stronger. So you want to embrace that. You want to go, let's do this. And then you take action. My first time making a really big investment that scared me was $36,000 for a mastermind. Once I paid the $36,000 up front for this mastermind, and my business was already doing pretty decent, I was happy. Things were going great. Once I paid the $36,000, my business literally 5x. My clients' results 10x. At the time, my most successful artist was doing like 10,000 or so. Now I have artists doing over 100,000 in a single month, which is absolutely freaking insane. But it's all because I decided to start with making change and making that bigger investment, right? So with that being said, now here's the thing. Let's say you get past that, you make the investment, you join whatever you join, the program, mastermind, group, community, whatever. Next thing, you need to understand how to learn. The problem is what happens is that we go into things with the mindset of, let me see if it's going to work. Let me try to see if it's going to work. Let me test this out. Anytime you have that mindset, you will fail. I don't mean to be negative Nancy, but that's just the reality. Anytime you have the mindset of testing it out, you're going to fail. You have to go with the mindset like this is going to work. And more importantly, the key is you want to understand it's already working. Like if you do your due diligence and you know everything check out, put in your mind like it's already working. So then it's like, how can I make this work for me? It's not a question of if, it's a question of how. And the quicker you're able to understand that, the faster you will see results. It's how, right? And this is absolutely key. Now, with that being said, once you're inside that training, or whatever the case may be, and you learn and you understand, like it's a question of how, you want to really, really mimic exactly what they're doing. This is the part that I struggle with. What happened was, when I first started learning from my mentor, I was that person. I was like, yeah, but. The yeah, but people sounds like this. Somebody tell you to do something. They're like, hey, do it like this. And I'm like, yeah, but I thought it would also be cool if I do this. Like I tell my artists, hey, post 3-4 times a week. They're like, yeah, but I thought it'd be cool if I post like once a day because that'd be me posting more. And I'm just like, oh my God. But that's the same thing. And I understand how my mentor felt when I was that yeah, but person. Always saying, but I thought it'd be cool if I do this. But I thought I'd be like, keep in mind they're where they at for a reason, and they typically know what they're talking about. If you did your due diligence and you realize like this is the person to be working with, so just release control because they know what they're doing, right? Imagine you put on that GPS to go from New York to LA, and on your way you see the GPS telling you what way to go. This me to this day. I still make this mistake. Damn, I need to get my life together. Anyway, here's the mistake. That GPS telling you exactly where to go. And you think if you take this left instead of the right that the GPS is telling you to make, you think you may get there quicker. You may do. But there's a high chance you won't. So just stay on the course. Like just stay on the course and follow that. And then here's the thing. Here's the bad but best part at the same time. At the end, when you do hit success, guess what? You're going to need another mentor to get you to the next level. Then another mentor to get you to the next level. Another mentor to get you to the next level. And it becomes an ongoing thing. It becomes an ongoing cycle of learning and improving. You see, the one thing I don't like there's a lot of things I don't like about college. But one of the many things I don't like about college is that once it's in, we just assume, oh, I know it all. I'm smart. Let me go on with my life. Same thing like a doctor. They get their doctorates and they are extremely smart and extremely hardworking, extremely driven. But the way the world is today and the way the world will be 5 years from now is going to be so different. So you need to always be improving on your education. You need to always be advancing your education. That's literally what I do. I truly believe, if I'm just being very upfront, because this is where I hang out at. Like if you don't like something I say, I'll use this YouTube channel is like my home, right? I'm welcoming you in my house. But don't come in my house and get mad about the things I talk about. Like you could easily walk out the door. The door would be like unsubscribe and like leave it off the video. Like you get where this analogy is going, right? But you're more than welcome to be here. But if you're gonna be here, accept me for me. That's all I ask. And because I just asked that, I forgot what I was gonna say before that. What I was just about to say. This is why I need to take more notes. Somebody gonna put in a comment after this video saying, oh, you were saying this. And then I'll have to catch up on it in the next video. I really genuinely just be hanging out with you guys and telling you like some of the things that I've learned so you could learn and you could grow. Because I do feel like I'm growing at this point. Oh, speaking of growing, that's what I was going to say. So I was going to say, I genuinely feel like I'm going to be extremely successful in life. Extremely, extremely, extremely successful. That's because I cracked this code right here. And I'm not saying this to say, hey, invest in my program if you're a visual artist, which you should do if you're a visual artist because they're working. We have the most results in this space. That's just what it is. That's just the case, period. But I'm saying to say, like, this is literally how I elevate my life in every single aspect. There will be a time, and it's coming soon, that I want to start investing my money. I want to go into real estate. All I'm going to do is find the most advanced, smartest person in real estate and then let them mentor me. And I'll pay any price for it. If I decided that I wanted to get into, I don't know. I have no clue. Like, my brain is so focused on, like, Artist Rise that's it, right? So I don't even know what else I do. But like, that's the reality. Like, anything I wanted to learn or succeed in, the first thing I'm doing is finding the best person and just educating myself. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, but what if I don't have the money to do that? Like, what if I don't have the finances to just go invest? Then at that point, you want to use the free content out there. So, like, if you're a visual artist, what you should be if you're watching this video, use this YouTube channel to learn as much as possible. The problem that most people on YouTube have is that they become, like, learning nerds or junkies or, like, whatever you want to call it. They become like the obsessed learners. That's what we're gonna call it. Don't be the obsessed learner. I was the obsessed learner. I always wanted to watch the new video because it all sounded so good. I'm like, ooh, that's that my little notebook with millions of notes in it, but no action being taken. Don't be that. Watch the video, take notes, and apply. Like, apply what you learn from that video. Like, I call that applying pressure. You want to apply a lot of pressure. So put in the hard work and, like, work your freaking butt off and apply and apply and apply. Now, here's what's going to happen. As you apply, you're going to start to see some initial success. You may make an R sale here and there, make a few R sales. And you're going to think, like, ooh, I'm starting to get the hang of it. So, like, I'm going to just continue to do what I'm doing. Don't do that. If you really want to succeed, like, if you really, really want to succeed, you're just looking to get enough finances to then invest into that mentor. A mentor is replacing colleges. Like, my kids, they're not going to go to college. They're just going to, like, learn from the smartest people on earth whenever they do come into this world. It's that simple. And they're going to be really successful. Because the barrier between where you're at right now and success is just simply education. Assuming you already got the work ethic. There's nothing come without work. Even if people say you can make money while you sleep, I promise you, there's work that needs to be done. I promise you that. But the barrier to success is just education. That's it. So freaking educate yourself. And the best education come at a cost. That's simple. That's the reality. That's really all I want to say in this video. Watch this video here. This is going to be an interview. Watch this interview so I could persuade you on working with me. Then we working together in the future. And then think about, like, close your eyes. Think about all the success you're going to have from us working together. And all the sales you're going to make. And all the phenomenal artists I already work with that you're going to be meeting and hanging out with and becoming best friends. Peace.